One of the first things you probably learnt in English is the name of the different parts of the body. For example, head, face, eye, chin, neck, feet, and foot, and so on. But what if I told you that in English we have so many idioms related to all the body parts I mentioned, but have nothing to do with them? Confusing, right? Well, these are all idioms we use very often in British English. And today, I'm here to help you learn each one. But before we dive in, hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm a TESOL certified tutor with more than 4 years experience teaching students from all around the world. I was born and raised in a town just outside London, and today I'm here to help you level up your British English skills. So, let's get started. Let's start with idioms using head. Over one's head. We use this phrase when something is too difficult to understand, or when it's beyond what we know. It can be about a subject, an idea, or even a conversation that's simply too complex for you to follow. For example, the maths in that lecture went completely over my head. To put their heads together. When people put their heads together, they work closely to solve a problem or come up with an idea. For example, let's put our heads together and see if we can come up with a better solution. Hot-headed. This is used to describe someone who reacts very quickly with strong emotions, often becoming angry or upset without thinking things through. For example, he's a bit hot-headed, so be careful how you approach him. To bury one's head in the sand. This is used when someone avoids facing a problem by pretending it doesn't exist. It's like choosing not to deal with a difficult situation, even though ignoring it may make things worse. For example, you can't just bury your head in the sand. You need to deal with your debt. To come to a head. This one is used when something builds up over time and reaches a crisis point. It often refers to conflict, tension, or problems that can no longer be ignored and need to be dealt with. For example, tensions between them came to a head during the meeting. Now, let's look at some idioms with face. To be two-faced. This describes someone who is insincere, being friendly and kind when they are with you, but saying or doing unpleasant things behind your back. For example, I thought she was my friend, but she turned out to be completely two-faced. At face value. This means accepting something as it is without deeper investigation. For example, don't take his apology at face value. He's lied before. To laugh in someone's face. This is used when someone mocks or shows complete disrespect to another person, often in a direct and very rude way. For example, I tried to give him advice, but he laughed in my face. Next, let's look at idioms with eye. To see eye to eye. This means being in full agreement with someone. For example, We don't always see eye to eye, but we respect each other's views. To have an eye for. If you have an eye for something, you're naturally good at spotting it or appreciating it. For example, she has an eye for detail. Nothing escapes her. To be an eye-opener. This is used to describe an experience that surprises you or teaches you something new. It changes how you think or feel about a situation, often making you more aware or understanding of things you didn't know before. It's like suddenly seeing something clearly for the first time. For example, living abroad was a real eye-opener. It taught me so much. Let's look at a few idioms with chin. Chin up. This phrase is used to encourage someone to stay positive, especially when things are difficult. It means don't give up or feel down. For example, I know things are tough right now, but chin up. It'll get better. To take it on the chin. This means to accept a problem, setback, or criticism without complaining, showing strength and resilience. For example, he took the bad news on the chin and just got on with it. To have a chin-wag. This is an informal British phrase for having a friendly, casual chat with someone. For example, let's grab a coffee and have a chin-wag. Now let's look at idioms with neck. To breathe down someone's neck. This means someone is pressuring you or watching you very closely, often at work or school. It can be really stressful. For example, my manager's been breathing down my neck all week about the deadline. To save someone's neck. This means to protect someone from danger, trouble, or a difficult situation. You're basically helping them avoid a problem. For example, she really saved my neck by covering for me at work. To stick one's neck out. This involves taking a risk or being brave, often by speaking up, even if it might cause problems. For example, he stuck his neck out for me, even when no one else would. Finally, let's look at some idioms with feet and foot. To start on the wrong foot. This phrase is used when something begins badly, especially a relationship or new situation. It means the start wasn't smooth. For example, I started on the wrong foot with my new boss by being late on the first day. To get back on one's feet. This means to recover after a difficult time or setback, like after illness, job loss, or other troubles. For example, it took him a while to get back on his feet after losing his job. To stand on one's own 2 feet. This means being independent and self-reliant. For example, she moved out when she was 18 and has been standing on her own 2 feet ever since. And there you have it. 20 British idioms that use body words. Which one is your favourite? Let me know in the comments. If you want more practical tips and real-life English expressions, delivered straight to your inbox. Don't forget to subscribe to my free newsletter. The link is in the description. Also, follow me on TikTok and Instagram for some quick tips. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.